Chemicals and cleaning materials are essential in the food service environment, and the most commonly used ones predominantly fall into four main categories.
Degreasants. These come in various strengths for specific jobs, but principally we use the medium duty strength to break down the grease on floors and walls, whereas we use the heavier duty to break down the build-up of equipment such as fat fryers and air filters. Detergents. These are mainly general purpose chemicals such as washing up liquid, which is used to remove light grease, dirt and food deposits from crockery and service equipment. Disinfectants. These are chemicals specifically targeted to kill bacteria. And sanitizers, which is a two-in-one product to act as both a detergent and a disinfectant.
Some simple examples of these are hand wash soap, which is a detergent, bacterial hand wash soap, which is a sanitizer, and floor cleaner, which is a degreasant, but sometimes they add also a disinfectant to it. Dishwasher washing up liquid is essentially a detergent when it's working with hot water to sanitize, or the chemical is a sanitizer if it's working with cold water. Dishwasher rinse aid is in fact an exception to the four main categories. This is specifically a drying agent which works by breaking down the surface tension of the water, making it run away quicker from the crockery under the effect of the heat from the water.
Food industry detergents and sanitizers are made to be safe to use within the food cycle, and when properly rinsed away from service equipment are not harmful to humans in non-concentrated doses. Degreasants and disinfectants, however, are normally created with powerful chemical bases like chlorine, which can not only be harmful if ingested, but also create side reactions of very dangerous consequences if not properly handled.
Because of the diversity of chemicals used in the food chain and their individual characteristics, it is essential that all food handlers are trained upon the correct use of all of the chemicals within their environment. This training should be quite specific and as a minimum include the chemical's purpose, its type, the chemical dosage, how the chemical should be stored, the safety equipment to be used with it where relevant, and the chemical accident procedure.
To avoid mistakes, chemicals must always be stored separate from any food products and clearly marked as to their purpose. Manufacturers' instructions for the use of chemicals must always be followed, with particular emphasis to the dosage, safety, and the use of gloves, protective glasses or masks where stated.
C.O.S.H.H. stands for the Control of Substances Hazardous to Health Regulations 2002, C.O.S.H.H. as amended. It is important to realise that many chemicals used in the food service industry, whilst being considered under their relevance to the Food Safety Act, with its additions, are also subject to the further regulations under C.O.S.H.H. As a basic food handler, your employer has a duty under law to have considered the possible effects of any hazardous chemicals or substances that you may come into contact with whilst performing your duties, and the employer must hold a clear policy to prove that they have considered any relevant hazards under a defined 8-point plan. This plan must include 1. Assess the risks, 2. Decide what precautions are needed, 3. Prevent or adequately control exposure, 4. Ensure control measures are used and maintained, 5. Monitor the exposure, 6. Carry out appropriate health surveillance, 7. Have plans to deal with accidents, incidents and emergencies, and 8. Ensure employees are properly trained, informed and supervised.